Hello and welcome. Today we're in Geraldton looking at the Walkaway Heritage Trail. The trail begins at Granith Museum and Gardens and ends at Ellendale Pool. The Walkaway Heritage Trail is a 57-kilometre drive through some of the richest rural land in Western Australia. It explores the settlement of the area and the buildings of a once considerable community that was severely reduced after the floods of 1888. Here we are in Geraldton, Pioneer Walkaway Village. Well worth a look. This building we're about to look at used to be the main store, but has been converted into the reception and the coffee lounge for the museum. Most of the places we're going to see are open to the public, but there are some places that are on private property. So try and obtain a route map if you can to alert you to where you can and can't go. Right, this is the entrance. Got to leave the gate as you find it because there are alpacas in here. Right, let's go have a look. This is the old convent. On the tour of this building, we got a bit of a shock when we realised that Mary Augustine, aka Harriet Poston, was a relative of mine from back in the 1800s, from Hope Valley. Once we read the plaque and realised, we were quite elated. This is her here in this photo. We can see here as we walk through the building that living conditions back in the day weren't quite as nice as we have it now. Very hard and simple, to say the least. course, it's not about the living conditions, it's all about the worship. And this is where they did it, here in the chapel. This is the church next door to the convent. Still a running church and still holds services each Sunday. This building is the old school.
I'm back, Trace. I'll just do a quick walk through. All right, I won't be long. Oh, that door's locked.
This building is the priest's vestry.
Monastery. Or Vespa, whatever you call it.
Unfortunately, we couldn't get into this building as I had it taped off due to renovations. It looked pretty run down and looked like it would have been interesting to have a look at, but at the moment, can't be done.
Hackett's Cottage and Store. Right across the road, police stations. And jail.
The old store we couldn't get into, as you saw with the red tape, and we thought we'd save the police station and jail for a little bit later on towards the end. So we'll get back to that one. Here's my wife checking out the old church bell.
Okay. Ooh, the door closed on itself. All by itself. Beautiful stained glass windows. I wonder if they still use this church.
It's been used up until 2001. There's a memorial window there for 2001.
Oh yeah? This is what the priest would see.
We did notice when we were in the old church that it was very hot and humid inside. Would have been very uncomfortable in the 1800s. This building was the old hall, which we couldn't get into, but I took some film through the windows to try and show you guys what it looked like inside. This next building was the road board. Couldn't get into that one either. Now for what we've all been waiting for, the police station and jail.
Oh wow. Now this is a big room.
I can't believe they leave all this real antique pottery lying around. I think people would nick it.
Yeah. Double bed. The old school double bed. To us that's like a king single. Look at the cot in the corner. That's cool. Creepy ass doll warning. Love the high ceilings. Kitchen.
They had 12 kids.
12.
Yep, and they all lived in this house together.
Yeah, it was a big house for the day.
Mum's got one of these.
Has she?
Yeah. Only hers smells like cheese, this one doesn't. But yeah, it's all original antiques, look.
Yeah.
It's not fake stuff.
Has she shown me the bottom of that again? Show me the bottom again. Just I won't film it.
Oh, it's to film, don't it? It's the worst possible thing you could film.
Okay, that's all right.
It's so thing. What I'm saying is I'm surprised people don't nick it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I had a trunk exactly like this that my grandmother and grandfather brought out from England. Yep, it's even lined with the same freaking paper.
Nice.
I ruined it, of course. I painted it pink and purple and it slowly got ruined.
Someone's coming.
Yeah.
Someone's coming. I wonder if we can get out the back.
Oh, yes, you do. Sorry. Thought it was something else.
An old lamp. There's no one out here.
The front of the house was where the jailer and his wife and family lived. The back of the building was where the guards and the prisoners were kept.
Wow.
As I entered the building at the back, I got a creepy feeling from the hall of cells that I first saw down the hallway. This made me walk in the opposite direction, but I did go down there after. This room was the courtroom.
I'm feeling something funky in here. More down that hallway. Did you feel anything?
I took a picture down the hallway.
Hey?
I felt compelled to take a picture going down the hallway.
Yeah, do that.
This room was the guards' room.
Another one of those trunks. Sandstone. Strong, well built.
And these are the cells.
Tell you what, they didn't want you to get out here.
Right?
That's high.
Oh, yeah.
High ceilings.
It'd be hard for us to get out.
Hmm. Get a little dark. I already know how to escape these, easy. Rip up a floorboard and tunnel. Too easy. The holding cells. Yeah, I don't like that end room. That one. Can we get out that end door?
No, you can't.
Did you try it?
Yeah, and I tried this one that says do not enter.
Okay, I'll see if we can walk around. It was a huge station, wasn't it?
That's like the way the poor old copper had to sleep next to his prisoners.
Mm.
I suppose it would have been a good job in itself.
Probably paid well.
White ants.
White ants?
White ants.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Nasty little buggers. We're free!
That's the room I couldn't get into, I think.
Private.
But there's cameras everywhere in half of those groups.
I don't see any.
I would take them. That would be blatant theft. That was.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah. Here we are coming in the jail through the back. This is the jail entry. And that's that holding cell right there, so that makes sense. They bring them in through here and take them in there.
The toilets were just a rudimentary bucket under a seat.
You got to check that dunny out. It's still got the old toilets in it. Oh, that's a long way down, isn't it? Oh, we were just in there, love, on the other side, yeah. The jail.
This building on the other side of the compound were the stables.
wonder if that was the hanging tree.
They did that here somehow.
Oh, this is a stable, is it? Oh no. Yeah, stable. This is a stable.
Same sort of wood our barn was made out of.
Yeah. It's for their horses of the 1800s. I suppose the cops have to have their police cars, which would be the horses, wouldn't they? Every good cop has got to have a police car.
I see you. I look at you.
Just to be funny. Birdies. Birdies.
Most of the sandstone buildings you see around here are built by the convicts' own hands. You'll see more of that as we do the rest of the trail as well. They made the convicts even build the jail that they were housed in.
Home in the valley, home in the city. Home isn't pretty, ain't no home for me. Home in the darkness, home on the highway. Home isn't my way.
After viewing the settlement, we left to travel the rest of the trail. Here are some of the highlights that we saw along the way. The first thing we came to after we left the settlement was the Convict Bridge. It's actually named the Convict Bridge for the simple reason the convicts had to make that as well. As we travelled across the Convict Bridge, the actual timber that make up the floor of the bridge rattled and banged like you wouldn't believe. You'd think it was going to fall in. But unfortunately I wasn't able to get this sound on my camera. But you will experience it for yourself when you come and have a look, when you get around to it.
Mother's arms.
Just on the other side of the Convict Bridge, looks to be an old building. Looks to be an old farm there. There's an old house and looks to be a barn off to the back end of it. It's on private property, but you can see the relics from the road. About a kilometre down the road is a church and a greengrocer's store, They also had a residence built onto their store, so they actually lived where they worked. The buildings were all boarded up, so we couldn't get inside of them, but it was still a very decent look, just from the outside, getting to know how people lived back in the day.
You're a sky full of stars. I'm gonna give you my heart. 'Cause you're a sky.
This was an old farmhouse that we spotted as we drove along the road, on someone's private property again, but was still able to get a good look. As we travelled along the road, we noticed all the trees were swaying and leaning in one direction. That's because of the winds in Geraldton, very, very strong, and as the trees grow, they continually bent in that direction. So when you're travelling around Geraldton, you will see trees leaning in this way.
'Cause you light up the park. I don't care, go on and tear me apart. I don't care if you do. 'Cause in the sky full of stars, I think I saw you.
In some of the extreme cases, the trees just grow along the ground, don't ever really make it into the sky at all. We then ended up down the track at the town of Walkaway itself. The town still exists as a suburb of Geraldton and has a small population living there. There's a school, a general store, post office, and a rail museum, which you can see here. Further down the road, just past Walkaway, is the wind farm. It's well worth a visit and has a lot to look at
Manual recording
as you head by on your way to Allendale Pool.
You're a sky full of stars. I wanna die in your arms. Oh, oh. 'Cause you get lighter the more it gets dark. I'm gonna give you my heart. sky full of stars. I think I see you. I think I see
There is also an old cemetery along the way that's in Geraldton that you can have a poke around, an old pioneer cemetery, along with the Walkaway Pioneer Cemetery further down the road. We spent hours poking around in here. Most of the graves are from the 1800s and were very intriguing. There was even one grave that gave the cause of death of a man who died from being murdered by natives, it said on his tombstone. Now, we don't know why the natives murdered him, but I'm sure they had their reasons. Then at the end of the trail, you arrive finally at Allendale. It's a beautiful gorge with great swimming. As you can see here, the people are having a wonderful time, and there's fish inside that river as well. I tried to get a photo of them. I hope they came out in this video. Not sure they did, but as you can see, the wildlife is spectacular and a great place for a picnic.
They're those cockies over there.
They've got babies in that tree. Here I tried to film the fish that you could see quite clearly in the water, but probably didn't come out quite as well on the camera. I went for the underwater cameras that we had with us at the time, but both had flat batteries. We've since charged them up, but they didn't help us on the day, so I hope you can see the fish. If not, just believe me, they're in there.
You've got to go in on the ledge.
your sky full of stars. Such a heavenly view. It's such a heavenly view.
Well, that's going to do it for now. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one.